Nice one, Chris. Okay, back on track. Yeah, so we just finished with exits and health and safety precautions and stuff like that. Floorboards. Tell me about floorboards.
Well, obviously the floorboards are bare, creaking, old floorboards.
Yeah.
So just got to be careful
Okay.
how you're treading. Wooden floorboards.
Yeah, again, you're thinking health and safety there. I'm thinking more working. Yeah, old floorboards. You go to pull up an old floorboard. Sometimes the wood is so knackered that it just breaks off.
Yeah.
That's going to mean that we've got to remake it. Yeah.
Yeah.
The builder will be like, "Here, you broke that. You remake it." Yeah. Actually, this one won't. Mike's good, but you on any building site you got to be careful that you don't break stuff that you don't need to. Yeah. So be careful about old floorboards because they can sometimes just fall apart when you go pull them up. Just be really careful when you're pulling them up. Floorboards, in my opinion, are better than. You sometimes get like. Well, anything is worse than floorboards. I'm thinking like sometimes you get chipboard floors. They're hard because they cover the whole floor.
Okay.
So what you want to do is run a cable from here to there. There's a nice floorboard that runs between them. All you got to do is pull up one floorboard, drill some holes, and you're through. With a chipboard, you got to drill a hole here, then you got to fish the cables through. There might be all kinds of stuff on the way. It can be a proper nightmare. Yeah. Anything else? Concrete, laminate.
Concrete floors.
They're horrible. Yeah.
If you've got concrete floor,
we've got a little bit there. We're going to be doing that today. Poor thing. You're going to be covered in shit by the end of today. You're going to be so dusty. You're going to be like the snowman, man.
Underneath the concrete floor, you've got to be careful like when you're drilling, or not. But then again, you're not going to be running a lot of cables underneath the floors, are you? And unless you put heating under, innit?
Mm-hmm. We're gonna be running a hell of a lot
underneath.
Yeah, but I don't want to confuse the issue now. Let's move on to the next thing. Walls. We kind of covered walls already, but tell me what about, because you wrote it twice. You wrote wall partitions, and then you wrote walls. So what's the difference?
Well, the partition of the wall is like the structure of the wall that goes onto the brick that they've covered in with the
render. Yeah.
With the render, and the other walls are just sort of like the brickwork.
Yeah.
Window sills, walls.
Okay. Cool. Right, gas pipes, water pipes. What about that?
Yeah, I noticed that there's loads of pipes showing.
Yeah, there are. Well done. You've identified that there. I don't think there was any gas pipes in there. There will be, because Mum's having a gas cooker installed, so she'll want a gas pipe. But there's just water pipes in there. Yeah. And also some of the pipes, I think, you're probably confusing the electric conduit. Like I said, they used to run it in conduit in the old days, so they can look like water pipes.
Some conduit piping in there that look like it. But I know the water pipes, the sort of like the copper colour, innit?
Yeah. Nice one, Chris. Okay, so that was it. We're coming to the end of your list. I think you've done pretty good for a first attempt. You've basically gone into the customer's house. You've checked out their current situation. Now imagine that's all you've got. What you've written there on the paper and in your head.
Put on their fuse box. Cause I noticed that
okay. Yeah. Remember, that's all you've got. You go home now, and the customer, Mrs. Jones, is waiting for her quote. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to charge her for doing that job? Come on, serious question.
Well, I need to work out how long it's going to take me.
Okay, so how long do you think it's going to take you?
You know, we're doing a whole new rewire, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to take me a bit of time to think.
I think we just went through that process, didn't we? Didn't we work out that it was going to take 2 weeks of constant work, didn't we? Yeah. So how much are you going to charge her for 2 weeks constant work?
Well, if I'm going to be doing 7 days a week or 5 days a week?
5 days a week.
5 days a week.
Yeah.
Well, I'll probably charge her for the job, never charge per hour, do you?
Not on a massive job like this. Not on a massive job like this. On small jobs, that's the most convenient way to do it, is just by the hour, because
when she wants a quote, do I have to take in mind everything?
Yeah.
What you said, damages, materials, the whole lot.
Exactly. insurance.
I have to buy all that cable and all that, yeah?
Exactly, yeah. Okay, so that's materials. Yeah, we'll come on to that. I'm not really asking about materials at the moment.
She just wants a price for the job.
No. We'll come to that in a second. But what I'm trying to show you is how we break it down. So basically, you start off by thinking it's going to take you 2 weeks of work. Like you said, you only want to be working Monday to Friday. It's not like an emergency job. You don't have to get it done within a week. It's got to be, as and when. So you're going to take a bit over 2 weeks to do the job. Yeah, call it 3 weeks. Build in some time there just in case something happens that you don't know.
Yeah.
So how much are you going to charge her for 3 weeks work? We're in 2012. How much do you get paid for 3 weeks work as an electrician?
I'd say someone off me starting off, I'd say...
No, that's got nothing to do with it.
Nothing.
No.
Right.
No, for
So,
fuck's sake, you don't tell the customer,
No,
I'm an apprentice, I'm
yeah.
going to charge you less. No,
No,
you go in there, I'm a qualified electrician.
Yeah, I'm going in there as if someone had 15 or 20 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'd charge her 1,500 quid.
Sounds reasonable to me. Sounds like a very good price, mate. You're basically charging her 500 quid a week, aren't you?
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, I think that's a bit low, but that's what you want. You want to be the cheapest quote, because she's going to ask another 2 electricians for a quote. And if their prices are cheaper than yours, they're going to get the job. So I think what you've done there, come in nice and low, that's probably the best option, yeah? She's going to look at your quote and think, well, that's bloody reasonable. He's going to be working in my house for 3 weeks and all he's going to charge me is 1,500 quid labour. Yeah, brilliant. I don't think you've gone massively too low. I think that's reasonable. You're basically making 100 quid a day, aren't you? Every working day, 5 days a week, you're making 100 quid a day.
Yeah. Yeah, 100 quid a day. But on top of that, I've got to think about travelling, materials and all that is going to cost me.
Okay. So the travelling, you'd build into the hours, yeah? So let's say you'll be travelling an hour each day to get to work. You'll be needing your lunch hours and your tea rates. Let's bump it up another 500 quid, yeah? I think that's reasonable.
Or even 300, another 100 grand a day.
Okay, I'm just trying to keep it nice round figures. But you're right, maybe 300 would be better for that sort of elements of it. Like you said, you need to make your phone calls and that sort of stuff. Okay, so basically we've taken care of the labour cost of the job. That's what you break it down into, essentially. Two sections. Materials and labour. Yeah? So we've taken care of labour. We're now at approximately 2,000 quid for labour. How much are you going to charge for materials? What sort of materials are you going to need on a job like that? You're not buying the oven. You're not buying the fridge. You're basically just doing the electrics, the lights and the sockets.
I'm going to need the cable, the switches, the sockets. I've got all the tools.
You have all the tools, but what you have to build into the quote is the fact that your tools don't last forever. No, there is wear and tear on your tools.
I might need to buy a few other tools along the way.
Yeah. If they're massive tools that you're only going to use on this job, then you'd really just rent them. You'd go down HSS Hire and rent a Kangoo or whatever.
Drill,
yeah. But the way I normally do it is every big job, I buy myself a new toy. Yeah. So like a SDS drill or something costs about 350 quid. I'll normally add that to the cost of the job. So we're up to about 2,350 quid at the moment. Yeah. That might sound a bit cheeky to you, but it's not. The way I see it is if you take into account every screwdriver that you break, every tape measure that falls apart, if you take into account everything that's going to happen on that job, I think 350 quid for the cost of your tools is quite reasonable. Yeah. It means that when you turn up at the next job, you're already prepared, you've got all the tools, you're ready to go. Yeah.
Because I might bake something on site and I might have to nip out for an hour or something. And and they might not have it, and then I might have to go somewhere else.
Exactly.
And it's a tool that I'm going to need.
The way I see it is you're not doing yourself any favours if you don't charge the customer. Yeah. You could go into jobs not charging customers for wear and tear on your tools, but that's you eventually paying the cost of that, and that's coming out of your pocket.